How's it going, everyone? So, I got a question from a subscriber asking me that he's skinny and he wants to gain weight. So, I thought I would make a video about that. In the background, you guys will see me squatting. At the very, very end, you guys will notice a pretty big PR that I set. So, I'm pretty happy with that. But I'll talk about that when that happens. So, let's get back to that. He's skinny and he wants to gain weight. So, there's two things that you guys have to keep in mind. The first thing is, why are you not gaining weight already? The second thing is, what are you doing inside of the gym? Now, the second point, it's only valid if you're gaining fat. What you do inside of the gym does not matter at all if you are not gaining body weight. If you're gaining fat, you're gaining lots of fat, even though you're bulking at a slow pace, then that could be the reason, because of what you're doing inside of the gym. A lot of people like to think they're not gaining weight because of what they're doing inside of the gym. I cannot stress this enough that if you are not gaining weight, it has absolutely nothing to do with what you are doing inside of the gym. It has everything to do with what you're not eating. A lot of people like to think that they are eating a ton of fucking food. They like to think that they eat all this food. They'll go to McDonald's and they'll have like a Big Mac meal with some McNuggets and they're like, oh, I'm eating so much food, but I'm not gaining any weight at all. The reason being, and this is what I see all the time with people, all the time, and with people that I coach and help out as well. So, three things that I always see, always. First thing, the person does not track their calories. If you do not track your calories, how do you know how much calories you're eating? How do you know if you're going to gain weight? If you're not tracking your calories, that's your number one problem. Um, Second problem, you're not tracking your calories correctly. Anyone can get a piece of paper and write, oh, I ate this, this, and this, and this, and this. But if you're not actually weighing the foods and if you're not actually tracking them correctly, then there is no point in actually tracking them. A great example of this is, let's say you don't weigh any of your food, and let's say you just eyeball stuff and you go per serving, etc. You don't use MyFitnessPal. Let's say if you're even off by 20 calories, even 20 calories, and let's say you have 4 or 5 things that you eat for breakfast or for lunch. Well, if you're off by even 20 calories, which is like a tablespoon of ketchup, you guys, if you're off by that with each item that you're eating, then in one meal, that's 100 calories. If you have 4 to 5 meals in a day, that's 500 calories you're off by. That's the difference between maintaining and bulking. So it makes a massive difference. The third thing that I see that is actually starting to become really big is that what people will do is they'll track their calories, they'll weigh everything, and they'll eat in a surplus, but they'll do that, say, Monday and Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they don't track their calories and they eat until they're full or until they feel hungry. It doesn't work like that. You have to track your calories 7 days a week, because if you only have a couple of days, weight gain is based per week. If you eat one day at a surplus and the rest of the days maintenance, you're not going to gain any single weight at all. It has to be in a surplus every single day, you guys. So those are three things that I really see. Look at me, just smoke that 315. So those are the major things. If you're not gaining weight, one, you're not tracking your calories. Two, you're not tracking your calories correctly. Or three, you're not eating enough calories every single day throughout the week. So many people like to think, oh, I need 5,000 calories to bulk. You don't need 5,000 calories. You're not tracking your calories correctly. Someone said, yeah, I'm eating 4,500 calories. I'm like, okay, well, tell me what you're eating throughout the day. They listed all their foods. I went to MyFitnessPal. I tracked everything. They're eating maybe 2,400 calories in a day. So yeah, they were nowhere near close. And if you're not tracking your calories and you're guesstimating how much you're eating, you're probably not eating as much as you think. Guaranteed. So really make sure. I mean, it doesn't take time, but it just takes consistency. If you're not gaining weight, you have to eat more food. You have to track your calories, and over time you will start gaining weight. As for the gym side of it, what you guys are seeing me doing, I do big compound movements. If you're a natural athlete, I mean, taking your tricep kickback from 20 to 35 pounds in a year isn't going to do shit for your triceps. You take your bench from 225 to 280, your triceps are going to grow like a motherfucker. So that's my take on the gym. I've always done big, bad compound movements. You do have to do some isolation exercises. By isolation, I mean I'll hit my biceps with one exercise, 2 to 3 sets twice a week. That's it. Sometimes 3 times a week. So you don't need a lot of volume for the small muscle groups. And you guys have to realize, what are you going to keep getting stronger on? Your bench press, your squat, your deadlift, or your standing dumbbell curl, or your ab crunch machine or whatever. So really focus hard on the heavy and compound movements, you guys. That's what builds strength and muscle. You look at all the great bodybuilders, I don't care if they're on steroids or not on steroids, all of them do big compound movements. And I can't even stress that if you're natural, then you need more compound movements than if you're unnatural. Unnaturals can get away with a ton of isolation movements, a ton of volume, etc. If you're natural, you need compound movements, you need to be training heavy, and you need to be training frequently. That is how you get bigger and stronger. So that's the end of that. Hopefully I gave you guys some good tips. Those should work. Right now we will just watch me see this 370-pound high bar squat. So, I mean, this is a big PR for me. I think in the past, 370, I remember hitting 395 being at like 185 pounds high bar, but I mean, being this low of weight, I don't think I've ever hit 370 at only 174 pounds. I remember in competition I had 385 low bar, but I mean low bar and high bar is night and day. So big PR attempt for me, only 174 pounds, 370 pounds on the bar. Some people are thinking, well, there's not actually 375, there's 370, there's 365. I weighed those collars are fucking huge. Those collars weigh like 6 pounds. 3 pounds each, so they're just massive fucking collars. I don't know why the collars are so big. Generally, I wouldn't count that as extra weight, the collars, but in this case, they're so big that they just make a massive amount of difference. So that is why I do it. But yeah, you guys, the strength is going up. I used to think, oh, my strength's not going up that much. It is, you guys, slowly but surely, slowly going up. And I've had some problems with my hips in the past, and I finally corrected that. The reason being was I was not pushing my fucking knees out. You have to push your knees out when you squat. You will have no more hip pain. If you're getting hip pain, it's because you're not pushing your knees out. End of story. It has nothing to do with you're not stretching enough, blah, blah, blah. Not pushing your hips out. And when you push your hips out like this, your form's way better, and I fucking destroy this, you guys. That was easy. For 370, that's easy for me. I was going to think of trying maybe 390, but I didn't want to get greedy, you guys. So, end of video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Appreciate all you guys watching my videos, supporting, and we're slowly growing, you guys. I mean, 1.7 thousand subscribers already, so we're growing. Peace out, boys.